The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network on the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head volleyball coach Kat Collins. Scheduled debut time, Kat, for 2024. You had some degree to map things out here in your first season as head coach. What was the strategy with two early season tournaments, two random October non-conference games for the first time in ages for the volleyball program, but a tough schedule? What was the strategy in putting this thing together?
We really wanted to kind of get going fast. We have a really great group of freshmen and just newcomers, and then a great group, just a good foundation to start with. So really wanted to kind of test us right off the bat. Really confident in our ability to train the girls, but also the skills that they have coming in. So wanted to make sure we kind of pushed ourselves and set a high standard right away. And then those games in October, really wanted a couple more home matches, but, you know, Lander's always great competition, especially regionally, so just wanted to make sure that we had more opportunities like that too.
Let's focus on the caliber of who you play. I mean, if you look at last year's Southeast Regional, you pretty much play everybody. And some of that is how good the South Atlantic Conference is. But your opening games, UMSL, Missouri St. Louis, who you'll face in a tournament at Union, they were top 10 in the country for pretty much the entirety of last season and made a run to the Final Four. Harding is always good, and you play Union for the first time in a while that opening weekend. You talk about a test.
Yep.
That is certainly a test. What's the objective with such a high-level test with a new team?
Yeah. We want to be successful, and we're working on kind of defining what that looks like for us. We want to compete with the highest teams. We want to be at that level. And so just wanted to honestly do it right from the bat, wanted to set a great standard for ourselves, and that's our goal as this program and this team. And so we felt it was best to really show what that had to look like right away.
It doesn't stop from there. The other tournament, the classic SAC Peach Belt crossover that seems like it happens every year. USC Aiken, no slouch. Augusta, no slouch. Francis Marion, no slouch. Montevallo, who sneaks in there out of the Gulf South, certainly no slouch. I would argue that probably within the first 8 games of the year, you will play 6 to 8 teams that will be postseason bound. As important as it is to test the youth of this team, what challenges does that also pose?
Yeah, just being at the beginning of the season, trying to make sure we find that strong lineup right away, especially against tough opponents, is going to be somewhat of a challenge just because our team is so large. But we'll also be able to kind of show areas that we need to improve quickly for postseason against those teams again.
South Atlantic Conference play, touched on it earlier. SAC's typically pretty doggone strong. Anderson made the Elite Eight last year. Wingate has made the Elite Eight. Carson-Newman has made the Elite Eight. What sticks out to you about how the league shapes up in 2024? And a league schedule, by the way, that gets underway right from the jump. Lincoln Memorial opens up conference play the first week of September.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes in our league, just coaching and players and really big classes coming in for every team. And so it's going to be somewhat young across the board and kind of fresh starts for a lot of programs. And so we just want to make sure that we set such a high standard and leave such a good impression in our skills right away. The first game against LMU, that's, you know, like I said, kind of in the middle of our preseason too, which is going to be a good test for us, and just making sure that we have the ability to make runs at the end of the season.
I suppose it's by happenstance, just by how the calendar falls this year, but it's as late as a volleyball season goes as quite some time. You're playing in the regular season on November 16th still. SAC tournament play after that, and NCAA regional play doesn't start until December after Thanksgiving. A long, grueling season. How do you prepare here in the coming months a young class, a young group to get ready for that?
Well, we're girls, so we have to make sure we get along first. But also with that, just making sure that we listen to them, listen to their bodies when they need breaks. When we need more position-specific training and doing stuff in that way too, just to create different things throughout the season so that we don't get stuck doing the mundane things day to day.
Obviously, you want a Carson-Newman fan at every match anytime you're playing inside of Holt Fieldhouse. But if somebody can only make one game in Holt, you thought I was teeing you up for something easy, and I gave you something challenging instead. If you can only pick one game for a fan to attend, which contest would that be inside of Holt?
Tusculum. Of course, always.
Gotta be the rivalry game.
Yep, for sure, definitely.
What's there to do in the coming months, the rest of the summer? You're going through camps and clinics right now. What's to be done as players start to arrive on campus to get this team ready for a very challenging 2024 campaign? Right
now, we're really just focused on the relationships from teammate to teammate, doing different things over the summer to make sure we have those connections when we come in. And then, of course, they're doing stuff on their own all summer long. We do a lot of culture work, worksheets, homework, all that kind of stuff too, just to prepare ourselves to be able to focus on the physical part when we get here. And then just like I said, taking those breaks as season goes to make sure that we're always fresh and ready to compete.
All right, Kat, thanks for the time. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
That is Carson-Newman head volleyball coach Kat Collins. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.